What's up guys, so here in Playwell's coach, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to stop losing arena point. Now let's start with the first point of the video, and probably one of the most important ones. First of all, you must decide where to land, and as you may have questioned yourself already, how do I choose where to land? Well, you need to decide yourself by some standards like, do I want a 50-50, do I want to risk more or not, do I want to fight, how is the bus starting from, because if the bus is starting from here, then this will probably be a hot drop. And then once you have decided your spot, then you need to go into preparation. This is more also related to caps. First of all, you need to decide, as I've told you already, and then plan how your rotation will be and how will be your base. So here I have chosen this place with some metal, okay, as you can see. It's also a good place to farm a good amount of mats. As you can see, we have lots of trees, lots of bricks and lots of metal. So perhaps in this square I can already get like 200 of each mat, and that's some points to take care of, and that's something you should take care when deciding your spot. After that, once you have chosen your spot, then you have to decide what will be your rotations and how will your mid game be. Okay, this is still an early game rotation, and this is something still related to looting, so it won't depend on where the zone is going, and it won't have any effects on that. And how the zone is going won't affect at all how this rotation will be, because you are still loot. So first of all, I have decided to go right here on the bottom, because is the chest closer to this team. So just in case any of these teams, solos, decide to disengage and go for this loot, I know that I have already claimed it, so there's no way they can steal it. So first I go for this chest, then I keep on going for here, keep getting all these chests, and then I end up my rotation in here where there's a brick that I can farm, and I have a potential rotation later here. Now, moving on to second part. Once we have already decided how our rotations will be, and just our early game without being affected by the conditions of the game, then we have to decide how our rotations will be. And then instead of just planning a mark rotation or just one rotation, then we have to consider different possibilities or conditions that may affect our game. So in this case, I've drawn two possibilities, okay, top right zones and bottom left zones, in which each potential zone I have draw a potential rotation. So in case the zone goes this way, then I will take this path, try to go onto here, and then get to the mountain, because I think it's a good position for me to keep in the game. Then if zone goes top right, as I know that it will be closing right here, then what I can do is take this path and try to get earlier into the mountains in order to avoid the fact that later on we might be holded or pressured by those that are in zone already. So we want to remember that these rotations are not the same every game and will be conditioned at some point by how the game is and the conditions of the game. Well, now we have to move on to late game, and so many people ask me, how do we prepare late game? How can we be prepared for late game if every game is different? Every game has its different conditions. Well, in order to prepare to late game, there are two main things to do that will completely help you improving. First of all, we have practicing. It's obvious that practicing will make you improve and will make you upgrade your skills, but at some point it's not only practicing and just playing. It's a matter of practicing conscious, knowing what you're doing. You need to be conscious of the mistakes that you may be committing, and then thinking of how you could improve, and thinking of, now in the second tip, bot reviewing, how those mistakes that you have seen while bot reviewing, or those guidance for your late game that you have learned while bot reviewing, perhaps pros or your friends, or when watching someone watch party in the FNCS, then it's so important that after you have bot reviewed it, then you implement it into your practicing. Now, as a last tip, just improving and how to grade your skills and how to get better at the game, as so many Fortnite players say, I recommend you to try to never limit yourself and never take excuses on. And really important, in order to never lose arena points, you need to actually start thinking of the game. Never play as if it was something else, as if it was something that you do every day, and start actually thinking. Because if you start to think smart and start to think of what you're doing, then that way you will start improving and getting better results by consequence. So this was the video. If you have any further questions, remember to drop them in comments. I will be reading them and answering you all. Leave a like if you have enjoyed the video and if it has been helpful for you. See ya in the next